Good day, TNT. Good day, Caribbean. Good day, rest of the world. Redman back with you here again. Another beautiful day. I already know. Favorite coffee. Now my usual cup. My wife clapped on my cup there, so. She lucky I love she, you know. Anyway. Usual viewers, usual subscribers, welcome back, family, welcome. New viewers, new subscribers, glad to have your family. Welcome. I know friends here, only family. So glad to have you. Take a second, make sure you're subscribed, make sure you hit the notification button, because for some reason, every time I check, it seems YouTube starting to remove viewership numbers from my post. Very interesting. When I check the Creator Studios, the numbers are much higher. But on here, the numbers are lower. They're also removing viewers, removing subscribers, which means Kamala, the UNC, and the PNM, none of them will like me. So take a second, make sure you're subscribed. Make sure you hit the notification button and make sure you hit the thumbs up. That way, no matter what they want to do, it will force the algorithm to play these videos. So, let's start off the right way. Give the Lord Father thanks for a beautiful and blessed day. Good, bad, or indifferent, it is a blessed day. So we have to give the Lord Father thanks. Why? Because He gave we and He had to give we. Show some gratitude. Give the Lord Father thanks. Well, family, interesting topic for today. Very interesting topic. This has to do with certain American military personnel in Trinidad and Tobago. What they are telling you and the real reason they are there. Now, here's the story that I'm giving all you. So pay attention, this is the story. The Navy SEALs are there in Trinidad and Tobago to train the Trinidad Navy and military personnel in counterinsurgency and other aspects of military operations, especially counter-terrorism. It's a training exercise. Training exercise. Where we hear that one before? Where we hear that same thing before? All right. Well, let me go with that. Training exercise. They talked to Gary Griffith, and Gary Griffith said, no, they are there for training exercise. This is normal practice. Okay. They talked to a criminologist, and he said, this make no sense. You do not send your top tier military personnel to train. So I started to do my investigation looking around. Me I find no examples where America decided to send the Navy SEALs to go and train a foreign military. That did not involve military action involving that foreign nation. Not one example. But they telling me is a training exercise. One thing Gary Griffith opened him out and say, counter terrorism. Navy SEALs are a specialty military branch. They are normally dropped in to deal with things like terrorism, securing targets, eliminating targets, and other things along those lines. Just yesterday, I mentioned something to all you. Just yesterday. I mentioned that a security report came out stating that there's terrorist groups in Trinidad and Tobago operating in gangs, also businesses, and they have a location called the Jamat or Jamit or whatever Al Muslimin. If I get it wrong, sorry. In, I believe it's Chaguanas. "24 hours after I tell all of that, they report that the Navy SEALs are in Trinidad and Tobago training, which means them was there for who knows how long. Kamala tell everybody she went for a funeral. I tell all you me by that. And I am certain she's there for a briefing that would not take place in Trinidad and Tobago, a briefing that must take place in America. What might that briefing be? Unless it has something to do with the Navy SEALs in Trinidad and Tobago along with the cyber division of the military, national security, which is reported that they are there to investigate the billions of dollars, US dollars, that originated through laundering from Trinidad and Tobago through businesses and organizations. Kamala came out and said they are investigating them for being used through cartels, transfer to cartels. Then a report come out about terrorists operating in Trinidad and Tobago and running the local gangs. Terrorist organization running the Muslim gangs in Trinidad and Tobago. I also told earlier that per capita, Trinidad and Tobago has sent more individuals, not Trinidad and Tobago, more individuals have joined ISIS and them originating from Trinidad and Tobago. And a lot of those individuals were welcomed back home by the government, the previous government. I hope you listen, Miss Beckles. Listen, Penelope. Listen. And Gary Griffith, you listen too. Because it seems you know how to do your job. Because you're the man who give Roger Alexander his job. So listen. So those individuals were allowed to come back to Trinidad and Tobago because they are Trinidadian nationals. They are Trinbagonian nationals. And you can't keep them out of the country. Even though they left the country to join a terrorist organization. they were still welcomed back home. And it was these very same Islamic organizations that were protesting to allow them back in the country. Whereas other nations like England revoked their citizenship status even though they were born there. They were revoked and would not allow them to come back in the country because they were classified as terrorists. But not in Trinbago. And there's billions of dollars that was laundered into the United States. The banking system in Trinidad and Tobago allowed for the exchange of TT dollars to US funds to acquire properties and investments in America. I tell all you it was America. Let me say that, I tell all you that. And now they have the Navy SEALs in Trinidad and Tobago, along with the NSA. And rumors are Delta forces there as well. Let me ask you a question. You have a child now learning to drive. You sit back and say, I'm going to put my child in a driving school to learn to drive. You will go look for a driving school as teach people to drive race car, to teach your child to drive? Or will you find an adequate school to do the job? They are sending the Navy SEALs, Delta Force, and National Security home to come and train Trinidad military, the Coast Guards and the military, to train them. America does not send their premier fighters to train. That doesn't happen. Nowhere in the world has that happened before. But Trinidad and Tobago has ExxonMobil has just secured the largest deposit of oil in the world off the coast of Trinidad and Tobago, north of 1.7 trillion barrels of oil. And a pocket of natural gas, 58 trillion cubic feet of natural gas. American companies are all rushing to invest in the multiple refineries in Trinidad and Tobago. America just secured the largest oil deposit in the world. And you have terrorists in Trinidad and Tobago making those American investments a prime target. Which is telling me America ain't there to train nobody. They go show all you some picture and video. Look, we training. We training with we old mash up weapons and thing. We training. Just like Kamala say, the radar is a drug radar. An American boat there, they just there to train the Coast Guard. Yes, because we live on an island and them know how to use boat. So we need to learn from America how to use boat. They could send the Navy. The Navy, by the way, that has similar training, adequate training to train the Coast Guard and whatever Navy we have in Trinidad, the one boat. They have adequate training to train them in those positions. And when it comes to the ground crew, the ground force, you have the US Army. They could train them in that. Marines, Navy, Army, Air Force, Coast Guard. Why them sending the Navy SEALs? Unless a US military action is about to take place in Trinidad and Tobago. So if you put two and two together, and this is my speculation, the money Kamala announced and the businesses that they announced were businesses tied to terrorist organizations that were using Trinidad and Tobago as a jump-off point to go from here to America, launder the money through the banking system in Trinidad and Tobago, through people they know who run in the bank, laundering the money, exchanging it to foreign funds, so those funds can be shipped to the United States and utilized for whatever purpose they have there, while using Trinidad as an access point to go to America. And building, I wouldn't say a force, but building enough of a resistance here that it poses a threat to US interests. And that is why the US military is in Trinidad and Tobago, Mr. Gary Griffith. All the talk, them talking from Watless Guevara. Now, Gary Griffith, he write about a lot of things. Me, I go say he wrong. But in the end, you have to look back and view history. Is he give Roger Alexander the job? He hired Alexander. And then want to come out, I know he wasn't good for the job. So why you hire him then? What you give him the job for? You want to say, well, I know after the fact, is you put him there. You know the man's stupid, and you hire him. Now you want to say, well, no, it have nothing to do with that. And I understand. All you want to preserve national security. You want to preserve in the event anything happen. But people in Trinidad are not stupid. We know why they're there. Come out and say, we had enough. We are incapable of dealing with the situation. We must rely on America to come in and help me. We need the help to clear up the crime. We have to get rid of the terrorism. We have to do something about it. And we cannot do the job. Admit the truth and tell people. But don't get everybody a flipping cock and bull story and say, well, no, they're there to train. You feel people stupid? I say this, how long ago I say this would have happened? History. Read between the lines, it's hard. But what you have to ask yourself, what is the cost? They're there to investigate that. Criminal activity and money laundering, okay. Will they be investigating the money laundering for the HDC scandal, the housing scandal? Will they be investigating that money laundering? Between the PNM and UNC, over $20 billion gone? $20 billion. Will they be investigating that money laundering? It's supposed to build how much house? Over 200,000 house. They built 600. It was supposed to be for the people who can't afford it, the unfortunate people who really need the help. And then they have to go into a lottery for the opportunity. Then come to find out they don't qualify. And it's the people who really need the help. They don't qualify. But PNM and UNC were using these houses and allocating these houses to people who could have, let me say, a benefit to their party. For example, a certain member of government of a foreign Caribbean nation, his wife and his family got allocated $2 million plots. 2 million, two houses, value of $1 million or more. Them not even Trinbagonian, but them get it. More than 50% of the allocations went to who? People who were favored by PNM and UNC. It cost $20 billion to build 600 houses. Where the money? Will they be investigating that money laundering? And since then they're looking for cartel. What about the cartel that run in the country? The UNC. Unified National Cartel. What about them? Nothing? So don't treat we like we're a bunch of stupid, dotish people. We know exactly what's going on. We are fool. We know what's going on. And we know America there to protect their interests. Why? Because they have wealthy foreigners living there. Wealthy Americans living there. Diplomats. And these diplomats came from where? United States of America. They may come from Jamaica. They may come from St. Vincent, Antigua, Barbuda, Dominica, Martinique, Grenada. They may come from there. They may come from Canada. They may come from Japan and China. They are there from the United States of America. And Ms. Kamala create an independent police force to protect them while everybody else in the country had to fend for themselves. So put 2 and 2 together. You control the resource, you control the economy. And if you control both, you control the country. You control government, you control policies, and you control the country. All you're left with is a blasted flag and an anthem. And while all you're busy following American politics and pulling up this racist nonsense, everything is racism, and this is racism, and that is, all you follow that bullshit. All you go along with that. Don't look in front of you. Spend all the time looking behind you. Don't pay attention to what's in front of you. And when you turn your head and realize you miss everything, everything gone. Too late, you know. They're done. They can't go and fix nothing. You can't say nothing. You can't do nothing. It's done. Kamala's loyalty is to the United States of America. Not you, not me, and not any Trinbagonian, especially the senior citizens in Trinbago. She don't give one damn about them. And why is America doing this? Let me tell you why. Because a report came out and said the world's oil supply is 4 weeks away from running out. 4 weeks. America just cut all sanctions for Iran. And the first customer for their oil is the United States of America. They are less than 3 weeks away from running out of all oil in the United States. And they are getting 1 drop of oil from Trinbago until close to the end of the year. End of the year. Put 2 and 2 together. So them lifting sanctions. We destroy the country. We destroy everything. Them gonna make an estimated $12 to $15 billion in a week. You know how fast them go rebuild? You know how fast? The man who can't get a pool painted properly. And then you see man going and have military and thing protecting it. So if you touch it, you damage it, they want to put you in jail for 10 years for touching a kiss me ass pool. That man, that stupidity. That is who America, that Kamala kissing them backside. The man who want to condemn Israel and condemn this one and condemn that one, this should be done. He had no bastard background in military. He don't know a damn thing about military. But you're gonna tell them what to do? They're one of the oldest, if not the oldest civilization on the face of the planet. Consistently. And they have been fighting wars in that part of the world for thousands of years. America didn't exist. There was no blasted America. And you feel you know more than them. All you're quick to macko everybody else's business. But all you want, nobody looking at all your nastiness. So you want to condemn them. But all you're just as nasty. If not more so. All you want to come in we country and tell we how to run we country. All you want to call everybody else thief, but it's all your thieving. It's all you're coming by we and thieving we resources. And who you thieving it from? The people of the country, the people who need it. And then they'll give you some blasted lies, say we're here to help you. We're going to build your country better than before. Give me an example of where that happened. Give me one. Just one. You can't do it. Gary Griffith. Go and give me an example of where America went and make the country better. Go. Go show me. Go study the history of El Salvador. Go study the history of Guatemala. Go study the history of Nicaragua and Honduras. Go study it. Go see what American involvement in their country has done. Go. And then come and tell me that they're there for training exercise. Miss Kamala, you pick up a blasted book too and go and read. Go and study. Before all you open all your mouth and talk. Understand? Trinbagonians, they are stupid. They know they could see through the lie that all you're feeding. And we're tired of your blasted lies. Time to start talking the truth. And do your flipping job. All you do your job. Do your job. All you making a pong and a kong for nothing. But senior citizens in Trinbago, they may have money for medicine and food. People living in a board house, people living with house made from galvanized roof and thing. They don't qualify for a home from a program that was designed to help them. They don't qualify. But a blasted politician from the Caribbean, he wife and he family could get an allocation in Trinidad and Tobago. Explain that. And then you want to say you love the people, you care for the people, you here for the people. By your fruits, by their fruits shall you know them. And all the fruit I see in, rotten. Rotten. So keep spinning all your lie. Keep feeling all your bamboozling everybody. Everybody dotish, everybody stupid. The problem in the country wasn't created by the people. The problem in the country was created by the damn government, people like all you. All you create the problem. Government create crime. Poverty causes crime. Government causes poverty. Government policies. Government taxing. Government overspending. Government corruption. All you cause the crime. And then you want to turn your head and pretend you see like them is a vagrant in the ground. And then lie to me and say America there for training. Well, you feel we that stupid. That's what I tell all you. It's an illusion. It's an illusion to create a delusion to divide. Because they know together we aspire. Together we achieve. But divided we will fall. And they fall in all this racist nonsense. I suggest all you go and listen to the blasted national anthem again. Go listen to the national anthem. What it say? Here every creed and race find an equal place. And may God bless our nation. Equal. So don't give me that. Me buying that nonsense. It don't matter who suffer more. Suffering is suffering. And if one go feel, all go feel. It ain't no race in Trinbig, only Trinbigonian. Only Trinbigonian. And all of his brother and sister. And you don't fight your brother and sister. You love your brother and sisters, you love yourself. But if you listen to them, they go, how you're killing each other for nothing. So all you pay attention to their corruption. That is what they do. So, God bless all you. God guide all you. The Lord Father keep all you safe, grant all your love, strength, and compassion. Be compassionate to one another. Love each other. All are we is family. God make all are we. A house divided cannot stand. But a people united not fall. Don't matter what you believe, it don't matter what you look like, it don't matter. All are we is family. Love each other. Hindu, Muslim, Buddhist, Christian, Catholic, I don't care. All are we is family. And we cannot let them divide us further. Because while they dividing we, and we dividing we self, them dividing your money amongst themselves. Thanks for watching, family. Thanks for spending a few minutes with the Red Man. And as always, take it easy, family. Take it easy, Dread.